Howdy y'all, welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to be doing a introduction for my 2024 years of usage project. I created this back in 2021, and basically the premise of the project is for everything that you have in the project, you can have as much or as little as you want. Some people are doing face palettes, some people are just doing singles. Like, you can really tailor it however you want. But my personal goal is to like rotate through all of my eyeshadows. So basically the goal is to either hit pan or hit the year of usage in every shade. So for instance, since this year is 2024, you would need to use that shade 24 times. And uses from the previous years roll over. So if you do this project for multiple years, you don't lose the progress you made in previous years. So anyway, anyone is welcome to join. I know we have a couple new people joining this year, and then we have a few people continuing on from Instagram, and I'm really happy. I love doing this like collaboratively, so like definitely let me know if you want to do this project, just so I can like keep up with your updates. And yeah, I really enjoy this. So yeah, let's get excited for 2024. Woo! I'm filming this on, like, I think it's January 4th or 5th. Not 100% sure. I think it's the 4th. So I'll explain kind of tally situations when we get to it, but I'll just start going through it so that I move along, because I'm including like a lot, obby, because like some of my palettes in my collection have already like rolled through this project and then been rolled out, but pretty much everything, this is like the majority of my eyeshadow that's in it. Sorry, that was my dog. You can't really see she's there, and she's cute. So this is a lot of my eyeshadow that I own, so that's why it's a lot. But anyway, so we're gonna start off. If you watch my previous years, it's pretty much the same stuff, but then there's a few new things. So the first off is my Pat Sublime palette. This is what she looks like. I personally like to color code, so like all of my red tallies are from previous years, and then whenever I use it this year, it'll be a blue tally. So like, see this shade, I wrote 23 because I hit the goal in it in 2023. And then like, for example, this shade, I would need to tally or like use it 3 more times so that it would be at 24 in order to consider it done, or like goal met or whatever. And then I just like highlight it as I go, but everyone has their own like methods that they like to use of tracking, so do whatever you want. Next up is my Morphe Jaclyn Hill palette. Doesn't everyone have this palette? It's so funny. Like, I know a lot of people are starting to declutter this, or like I know Monica used to ask her pan that palette, and then like several people have panned this. But I personally, like, I'm a very slow panner. That's one of the reasons why I created this project. Because like other people, I don't know how they do it, but they are able to hit pan in like 15 to 30 uses. But for me, it takes like literally like 60 plus uses. Yeah, like usually closer to 100 uses. So it's just not realistic for me to hit pan usually, unless it's like a really old formula that's like super powdery. But yeah, I don't see myself ever panning this to completion, obviously, but I do, one of my major goals for this year is to roll this out of this project at least. So yeah, this is going to be a focus palette for the year. I'm not saying that I'm like focusing on it in this first update, but oh, another thing that I should have mentioned at the beginning, most people are doing monthly updates. I personally am lazy with videoing, and I like to show a lot of progress, so I do quarterly updates typically, or I just kind of do it whenever I feel like it, honestly. There's no set dates. You can do whatever you're comfortable with or whatever you feel like. Some people do bi-monthly, but yeah, anyway. It's kind of funny that I'm the creator and I like am lazy with it, and other people are more on top of it. But anyway, so this is what the tallies are looking like for her. I focused on this palette a lot in 2021. As you can see, all the blues are 2021, and then pink's 2022, and orange is 2023. I'm thinking I'll use green for 2024 highlighter, so that'll be fun to have a new color. Yeah, I am close in like a few of these, but I really didn't, as you can tell, I didn't really focus on it last year hardly at all. I was really focused on like my Zodiac palette and just other palettes, so this didn't get a lot of love. Also, like all the shades that I would like be gravitated towards are rolled out, so it's kind of hard. Like it's like the shades that I'm less gravitating towards. It happens. Okay, next up is my BH Zodiac palette. I'm going kind of fast because if you watch my last finale, it's pretty much all the same palettes, like to begin with. I'm going in order, but stay tuned till the end because there's more. Okay, so this is Zodiac. I went ham on it towards the end of 2023, so I already rolled out a lot. Let's see, I have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I have 10 shades left in this to roll out, and I also want to have this palette rolled out of the project. So like basically the ones that I'm talking about at the beginning have been in the project the longest, because like when I put new stuff in the project, it goes towards the end. So like the ones towards the front of the papers are the ones I want to roll out. Okay, this one is not realistic for me to roll out because there's so many shades. This is the BH Cosmetics Take Me Back to Brazil. There's so many shades, and honestly, like, I don't wear bright colors every day. Oh, I forgot to mention, in my eye look today, I'm wearing these two purples in the transition, but a different palette on the lids. Okay, anyway, so this palette, I don't foresee myself like rolling out in 2024. However, I do want to make like a lot more progress on it. Obviously, I pretty much only use this, well, I use it like randomly, but I use it majority in the summer, so that's when I get the most usage out of it. But there's so many shades that it's like a little overwhelming, and I haven't hit goal on any of them. So like I'd love to at least hit like maybe like 3 or 4 goals in this, because I am, at least at the beginning of the year, not having a pan that palette. I really want to focus hard on these because like I kind of switch off. Like last year I focused more on pan that palette, and then this year I'm focusing more on years of usage. So yeah. Anyway, here's another look at the tallies. As you can see, all these are red like from previous years. Isn't it so satisfying, like the brand new clean sheets, because they kind of get, because I keep the ones I use like all year in my bathroom, and they get kind of crumply and yucky looking. Okay. Oh, throughout the year. Okay, so next up is my Tati Beauty palette. I love her. It was decluttered to me by a friend. One of my friends was like, hey, I don't think I'm gonna use this. Do you want it? I'm like, hell yeah. So, excuse my language. Isn't she beautiful? I recently hit pan in the shade Aura. It's not in the project. I think it was rolled out in 2022. But yeah, just want to show her off. I used this a lot towards the end of 2023. And I'm going to go ahead and keep it in my bathroom for now, because I think I can roll out a few more shades pretty quickly. As you can see in the tallies, I'm kind of close on some of them. So I'd like to kind of get the momentum going for 2024 and roll a few shades out. And if you haven't picked up on it, which you probably have, it gets like, the more years you do it, the easier the project gets, because you roll over the progress. But you do kind of have an incentive to finish it like the current year you're in, because if you wait the next year, you'll have to get an additional use. But yeah, anyway. So yeah, like Soothe Sequin, I can roll out in 3 more uses. Ritual Sequin, so Soothe Sequin's like the mid-tone brown, Ritual Sequin's like the dark brown. Those are just like sequiny browns, so those will be super easy to roll out. And then the rest, I need to make more of an effort to use, but I at least want to roll a couple out just to kind of get the momentum going. Okay, next up is my Morphe Sour Patch palette. She's cute. This is what I'm wearing on my lids. So I have Party Time here, and then Sugar Crush in the inner, and then on the bottom I have in the outer corner Major Mood, and then Super Sassy to kind of like blend it out. And I love this palette for this bottom row. I haven't really delved much into the upper shades just because when I want to reach for colorful shades, I typically want to use my BH Take Me Back to Brazil because it's older and it has all these same shades. So like this is kind of like on the back burner. You know, the reason I got this palette, well, first of all, I didn't pay for it. I got it like in a giveaway, like I want to give away. But the reason I like requested this is because I consider myself like comparatively to other normal people, like not like makeup obsessed people, I consider myself a colorful person. Like I wear colorful eyeshadow. My friends would not be caught dead like wearing an all purple eyeshadow look, you know what I mean? And so I was like, oh my gosh, like I'm a colorful eyeshadow girly, I'm not a neutral girl, like I should have more colorful palettes. And so I was like, yes, this is perfect. It's like got all these shades at the bottom that I'll be able to use like more as like frequently, but then it has pops of color, like you have like basically the whole rainbow. I was like, this is perfect. But then surprise, surprise, I don't really use them. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, these ones are like more neutral-ish. They were like the browns and purples, but then these are all the like super bright colors. I accidentally, when I was like tallying for this year, I accidentally tallied a tally here, but I kind of marked it out because I hadn't used that shade, so it was an accident. But whenever I finally do use that shade, I'll just cover it up so that it looks less ugly. But it was really disappointing, to be honest, because I didn't feel like rewriting all of it just to fix that. And that happened to me a couple times with some of these. Okay, not like doing extra tallies, but just like little mini mistakes that I'm like, should I rewrite it? No. Okay, next up, Mercury Retrograde, my favorite. If I had to pick a favorite palette, this would be it. She's so beautiful. She's so shiny and pretty. Ooh. This palette, you know, I don't hit pan easily typically. However, there are some pretty big dips in some of these shades, and they've only been used like 30 times max, because like even the shades I rolled out, like I kind of started tracking usage on this for the most part, like whenever I got it. So yeah, anyway, that's her last looks. And then here's her. I mean, I think, so this palette wasn't actually in the project in previous years. I really focused on it last year, as you can see, 2023. And I just think it's attainable for me to roll out this palette because I love this palette. So it would be nice to completely roll out this palette. So far, I'm very ambitious, and I kind of want to roll out every palette so far except for the BH Take Me Back to Brazil, because I just don't think that's realistic. But all the other ones, I'm like, okay, that's realistic because I don't have to pan that palette. And like, I don't know, maybe I'm being ambitious, but I'd love to like roll them out because I won't get too far ahead of myself, but I already have plans for after I roll all these out because I'm crazy. Okay, next up is Urban Decay Wild Greens, the controversial palette. Ooh, I love her. Most people don't, but I got her for $17 on Amazon, and I had wanted it since it came out, so I was like, heck yeah, I'm getting it. I am drawn to this palette. However, I view this as like a work palette, and my current job, I don't like have to be work appropriate because I just work at home. And anyway, I am planning on switching jobs next year, and it'll be in a more professional setting, so I will have to use like neutral-ish makeup, and I think this will really come in handy at that time. So I don't plan on focusing on this at the beginning of the year. This is going to be a second half of the year project, or focus, I guess, because at that point I will have like a professional job, and I'll need to wear like muted colors, and these colors are pretty muted. Okay. Oh, did I even show you my tallies? I don't have that much progress, obvi. But I did kind of use it a lot, like the last quarter of the year. So yeah, that's what most of that comes from. I would like to, you know, obviously make progress on it, but like I'm just saying, like, towards the beginning of the year, it's not going to be a focus unless I just like randomly feel like using it. Sometimes I look back on my videos and I'm like, you know what? You did the opposite of what you said you were going to do. But that's okay as long as I'm making progress. But this is just in my brain for now. Okay. Next part's going to be a little less fun because it's just all my like tiny palettes and I didn't really use them in the past. They were in my project last year, but every update I was like, I'm not even going to bother showing you these because I haven't used them. I just went ahead and wrote them down last year just because I thought, oh, on the off chance that I do use them, like I want to, you know, have that tally or whatever. So yeah, as you can see, I've only used them once, or used one shade once, but I'll point that out. So first off is my Maybelline Quads. These two aren't in the project, obviously, because they have pan. But I actually use those as brow powders regularly, so this stays in my everyday makeup bag. And then this pink right here is the only shade in it. I'm honestly debating decluttering this shade just because this palette is like really old, like maybe like 2009-ish. And I'm not obsessed with the shade, and I also have a duplicate of it, so I'm kind of thinking about getting rid of it, but not yet, because I just like to wait until I'm for sure about getting rid of something before I get rid of it, because it's not like I can give this away. No one, I'm not going to give someone, like, how many years old is that? Like nearly 15-year-old makeup. Like, no. So I'll be throwing that away whenever I decide to declutter it. And then, like I said, I have another one. Oh, by the way, this shade I pressed in there, that was not original to the palette, but this brown is, and so is the pink. Okay, I keep saying okay. I'm so silly. Okay. I did it again. Okay. This is my second one. No progress on her. I'm actually not even gonna, I'm not including this brown in the project because this shade is actually really good for my brows, like the outer portion of my brows. So I'm saving her as a brow powder so I don't have to buy brow powder. But like, honestly, this is gonna take me 5 years to use up in itself because I've already been working on this for like 3 years and like I only have teeny tiny pans. All right, so next, the one that I have one tally on is my Too Faced Duo. And boy toy, she's cute. I have one tally in the white shade from previous year, but really haven't used it. This is actually really pretty. I'm just focusing on my larger palettes for some reason. Like, these are just really taking a back burner. I think part of the reason is because they're like towards the back of my paper stack. But also, I don't know. It's just more satisfying to like roll out the big ones, I guess, for now. Because they've been in the project longer, because these only rolled in last year. Okay, Lancome Plumage. This little girly is a cute little duo. She's old. My aunt gave her to me. Like, pretty much only just swatched. But I think it's really pretty. And I'm looking forward to using these shades, actually. So I think these would be work appropriate. Like, this would be good for whenever I start the professional job. Okay. Next up is my Estee Lauder Duo. And all that's left is the shade Copper Penny. I actually am debating crushing this up and turning it in, like, adding it to a Franken bronzer. It's a beautiful transition shade. Like, I actually do enjoy using it as an eyeshadow. But the thing is, I have an excessive amount of eyeshadows, as you can see. And, I don't know, I just use up bronzer faster than eyeshadow, and so I think like it just makes sense because of its age to like crush it up and get it used up sooner, because if I were to use this up as an eyeshadow, I could focus on it and finish it in like 2 years, but then I'd be like neglecting my other stuff. So honestly, I just feel like I should probably crush this up, but it's kind of hard to crush it up because I do really like it as a transition shade because it's a beautiful like soft muted neutral brown. But anyway, I think it would be smart to Franken it. Okay, and then I made the last minute decision today to add this into the project because I recently did like an updated inventory for my Instagram of my singles, and like honestly like several categories, but this is in my singles category. And this is perfect for this project because it is like usually like you would want something that has pan in it, but for me, like I don't have a lot of these, and so I think getting like 24 uses on this would be great. I've never used it. It's the Laura Mercier Shadow Stick or Caviar Stick Eye Color in the shade Strapless. Just a really neutral brown. I think this could be fun for like just to play with, first of all, because I haven't even used it. And then second of all, like for the next job. Okay, so that's all for that page. I do have another page of little ones. Sorry, I know these aren't as like fun to talk about as the big palettes. That's why I'm kind of like avoiding working on them. But anyway, and also in the subsequent updates to this, I probably won't talk about the little ones unless I'm actually using them. So yeah, I'm just having to do it because it's the intro. Okay, here's my little singles palette. She looks a lot different than from last year, huh? I decluttered like the singles that I had up here that were like really old. I decluttered them. So now these are like pretty new. And let me show you the tallies on those. I do have a little bit of progress. I haven't used those. So I've used like the special shimmery shades a decent amount of times, but then Glucose is the white. I've used that. Honestly, I probably used it more than 4 times, but you know, what can you do? And then the other 2 shades I'm not really like a huge fan of, so I haven't used them at all. But eventually I will. The blue and the pink. I didn't order these, by the way. Well, I didn't pick them. It was just like a mystery thing. Okay. Next up is my Urban Decay Moon Dust shadows. I've actually used this one a lot. I've used it 18 times. So I only need to use it 11 more times to roll it out. Am I doing the math right? No, less than that. I only need to use it, I don't know, I'm not good at math. 24 minus 18. That's 6. Okay, I need to use it 6 more times. But honestly, I keep this in my like everyday bag because I use it so often. So she's just so pretty to top on top of anything. And then the other shade I have is Solstice, which isn't as easy to use every day because it has a lot more pigment to it. This is Space Cowboy, so it's like pretty like neutral, like light, like you can wear it with anything. But this one, like you kind of have to be okay with like it deepening the look, I guess, which I still love it. But it just goes with less stuff. I can see myself like organically rolling these out next year because I just enjoy using them so much. Revolution Rebound is next. Oh, by the way, I had 3 uses on Solstice from previous years. I kind of want to touch this, but anyway, oh, my foot just fell asleep. Okay, I'm gonna try to tap it. Okay, Revolution Rebound has not been used. I kind of think I should probably declutter it, but I at least want to use it like a bit before I do. So I paid like $2 for it. Just because I wanted to have more like potted stuff. I thought this was gonna be like kind of like the Stila old formula, but it's not. It's like still super soft and wet, so honestly. Oh, actually, after swatching it, I take that back. I should not declutter it. It's really pretty. Oh my gosh, I need to use that. I never use it. You know, weirdly, instead of having this in my single shadows like inventory on my inventory sheet, I have it in my glitters. But honestly, I need to use it a lot more because how pretty is that? I don't think it's like super old. I think it's like I got it in the last 5 years, so it's not like crazy old. This one I haven't used at all either. It's just like so inconvenient to use these types of products, but it's still in the project. Oh, by the way, this is JCat Chameleon. I got it because I needed like go over my shipping quota. Like I made an Ulta order and it was like, oh, you're gonna have to pay for shipping if you don't put $2 more in your cart. So I was like, okay, I'll add that. Okay, last but not least is my new palette that I got last year. It's the only palette I bought last year. Honestly, like, yes, I have too much eyeshadow, but I'm pretty happy with my collection. And I think, sorry, I got distracted because my client was talking out there. What was I saying? Oh, I'm pretty proud because I feel like a lot of people buy like multiple giant eyeshadow palettes, and all I bought was this one little 5-panner. And also, if you haven't noticed, like, I can't stand when palettes don't have names in them. Like, these are named, but they're just like not on the cup front, so I wrote them in Silver Sharpie, and I think it's cute, really cute. All these are like super. Oh, by the way, this is the Pat McGrath Sith Seduction palette, the Star Wars version. I'm not a Star Wars fan, but I just had never tried well, actually, I do have that little Sublime palette, but I don't know. These were all special shades, and I liked all the shades, so I was like, I'm gonna get it. Okay. I haven't used, oh, by the way, this is the first year it's in. I did track it last year. However, it wasn't really in the project, so I didn't really talk about it on my updates, but I just have like a tiny bit of like progress, but that's about it. So yeah, that was the last. I know this was a super long update. Anyway, please let me know if you want to join me in this project. I love this project. I hope you do too. I could keep talking about this for forever, but I know I've already been filming for forever, so I need to stop. So anyway, God bless you. God bless your family. Have a wonderful day, evening, night. Goodbye. Bye.